Hello my dear friends and welcome to another art journal video. I am so thankful that you're here. So today I'm going to work with mostly old Art by Marlene supplies. I love her chubby chicks, whimsical animals and quirky flowers. I got a hold of them through Tammy. She has a YouTube channel and there she does Art by Marlene projects. It's well worth your while to visit her super colorful channel, and I will leave a link to her channel in the description box below. Anyway, Tammy also has an online shop with old and new Art by Marlene supplies, and she was so sweet to help me get my hands on some favorites. So a big shout out to Tammy. So I'm starting by stamping some Art by Marlene flowers, and you see me stamp one of each. But in reality, in true Julia fashion, I stamped many flowers. Today I'm coloring with my altenew watercolor brush markers, and I decide, with good reason, to color all the roses with different combinations of warm colors and cold colors for the other two kinds of flowers. It's simple coloring really. I just add a darker shade where one petal would shade the other and blend it out with a lighter shade. For this flower I'm using reds, oranges and yellows and try to mix them up to get some variation. I love the altenew colors, but I miss a really dark red, so I pulled out an empty water brush and fill it with Distress Spray Stain in Aged Mahogany, my favorite dark red, and it blends well with the two lighter reds from altenew. For this flower and the next, I will use several different combos of blue, green and some yellow, using the same technique of simple shading at the base of the petals and lighter towards the tip. If you know my crafting style, you might be able to imagine the piles of flowers that almost overtake my desk, all in different combinations of cold or warm shades of color. So now we have lots of each flower colored and fussy cut, and I move on to the main characters and choose one of Marlene's girls that remind me of me, with her larger rear end and the bun of hair on her head. I also pick out a fox and 2 birds, one older bird and one from a new set, and I stamp all my images in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. So let's work on the backgrounds for a while. I bring out an Art by Marlene art journal and pull out 3 pages. And then I start tearing holes in the middle of 2 pages and leave the 3rd page as it is. I am being mindful to tear the 2nd hole smaller, so a bit of each page will peek out through those holes. I don't want those bright white pages to be seen between my images, so I bring out black acrylic paint and cover all 3 pages in black. The pages with holes are a bit flimsy, so I put black cardstock on the back side to make them more sturdy and black. It's finally time to color my main characters, and I start with giving this girl a skin tone with my Complexions watercolor palette from Prima. I myself have a pale complexion, so I go for that, perhaps even a smidge more tanned than I am. That should give you an idea of how pale I actually am after a long winter. I have a big dark brown hair with a hint of red in it almost to my knees, so I continue making this girl more and more like me by making her a brunette. I already know where I'm going, and that's why I decide on cool colors for her dress, so she can stand out on a warm background. And I also add some purple that in this case is a neutral between warm and cool colors. My girl's outfit is in cool colors, so I decide to add pink to the trim of her dress as eyeshadow and on one of the flowers, and for the other flower I use yellow and orange just to get that contrast I love. For her earrings I use a gel pen in gold. Next is the fox. I just love foxes, and this one is just amazing. Because I can and feel I need to, I color the fox in purple and blue shades with pink on her nose and cheeks. For the birds, I'm using the same red, pink, orange and yellow combos that I used on the roses. It's so much fun to color when you get rid of the silly notion that animals has to look like they do in nature. So at this point everything is colored and cut out, and I have my black pages with holes and my piles of flowers. I start gluing down only one kind of flower onto the black frame with the biggest hole, and here and there I stop gluing and cut off the flowers hanging off the edge so I can puzzle piece them in from the edges. For my next frame I choose the other cool colored flower and do the same procedure, gluing them onto the black frame and cutting off excess and using those pieces to fill in the flower frame. I was so in the zone that I missed my camera shutting off, so I don't have video of me gluing the warm colored roses onto the last whole page. I am so sorry. Now my flower frames and backgrounds are finished, and I love how the frames look when put on top of each other. But now is the time to start adding my girl, the fox and birds, and now you can see why I chose cool colors for the images that I glued down on my warm background and warm colors for the birds that I glue down among the cool flowers. And I make sure to place the images so they can be seen through all of the pages. To find some happy quotes to put on my pages, I go to an Art by Marlene sticker book and find a few quotes. This one saying, "If color was music, my paintings would be doing the polka." And I glue that quote on to my first frame. I glue down the next quote saying, "My favorite color is rainbow," onto the second frame. The last touch on these pages is the quote saying, "You belong amongst the flowers," and I glue that quote on to the last page next to the fox and girl. And now, these Art by Marlene mixed media art journal pages are finished. Thank you so much for spending time with me amongst the flowers. Until the next time, happy crafting!